Careful. Let me see your hands.
Prison transport escape quickly escalated into a multi-stage crime spree that ended only after technology succeeded where a high-speed pursuit could not. Authorities say Wesley escaped from custody while being transported to prison. After getting away, he allegedly carjacked 2 separate victims before stealing a blue Chevrolet Camaro and speeding off, triggering a dangerous pursuit across rural areas of Wisconsin.
Getting ready to be shut down right now by OnStar.
Law enforcement units followed the stolen sports car as Wesley continued attempting to evade capture, creating a serious risk to everyone on the road. Rather than forcing a confrontation that could endanger the public, officers coordinated with General Motors' OnStar emergency response system to safely disable the vehicle. The strategy worked. As the Camaro entered a highway exit ramp, OnStar remotely shut down the vehicle, leaving it unable to continue. Officers immediately surrounded the disabled car, moved in, and arrested Wesley without any further incident, bringing the pursuit to a safe conclusion.
Hands up now! Hands up also, alright? We're to keep lethal. We move nice and slow, boys. Yep. Nice and slow.
I'll look right at you. Please don't kill me, guys. I won't move.
Stop.
Stop it.
Make it clear. Danny Moore, hang on.
Please don't kill me, guys.
Investigators say Wesley is a repeat offender and now faces multiple felony charges, including carjacking and reckless endangerment. If convicted, he could be sentenced to decades in prison for the series of crimes that began with his escape from custody. On July 8, 2025, a reckless driver turned a routine traffic violation into a dangerous high-speed pursuit after refusing to stop for the Florida Highway Patrol. At approximately 1:28 in the afternoon, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper monitoring traffic along Interstate 75 spotted a silver Chevrolet Silverado traveling at high speed while weaving aggressively between other vehicles. As the trooper attempted to conduct a traffic stop, the driver ignored the emergency lights and accelerated away, prompting a pursuit.
It is 99 miles per hour. Light traffic.
Hey, do you want to go ahead and take
Additional troopers quickly joined the chase as the pickup continued northbound, creating an increasing danger for everyone on the interstate. In an effort to end the pursuit safely, officers attempted a precision immobilization technique maneuver. The first attempt was unsuccessful, allowing the suspect to continue fleeing. The driver became even more aggressive, while officers prepared another tactical intervention. The pickup intentionally rammed a patrol vehicle twice in an effort to avoid being stopped. Even after losing one of its front tires, the suspect continued driving, refusing to bring the pursuit to an end. A second precision immobilization technique maneuver was later carried out, causing the truck to lose control. The vehicle spun, struck the curb, overturned onto the median, and eventually continued until troopers forced it off the roadway near exit 157, Tucker's Grade, where it finally came to a stop in a grassy area.
Let me see your hands! Get a fucking hand! Get out of the fucking car! Get out of the fucking car right now! Get a fucking hand!
The driver immediately tried to escape on foot, but the attempt lasted only moments. Troopers caught up with him, tackled him to the ground, and placed him in handcuffs without any further resistance. Authorities identified the driver as Kevin Donald Reardon II. While taking him into custody, officers detected a strong odor of alcohol coming from both the suspect and the vehicle. A subsequent search uncovered several liquor bottles, marijuana cigarettes, and drug paraphernalia inside the pickup. Reardon was transported to Fawcett Hospital for medical evaluation, where testing showed his blood alcohol concentration measured 0.152. After receiving medical clearance, he was transferred to the Charlotte County Jail to face multiple criminal charges related to the pursuit and impaired driving. What began as a routine speeding violation quickly escalated into a dangerous pursuit that stretched across multiple highways before ending with a foot chase and arrest. While monitoring traffic on South Carolina Highway 31, an officer spotted a gray sport utility vehicle traveling northbound at approximately 81 miles per hour in a posted 65-mile-per-hour zone. Emergency lights were activated in an attempt to conduct a routine traffic stop, but the driver had no intention of pulling over.
Back on Interstate.
As the chase neared the Waccamaw River, law enforcement positioned stop sticks in an effort to safely end the pursuit. Rather than avoiding the devices and stopping, the driver abruptly turned the sport utility vehicle toward one of the officers, forcing the officer to take immediate evasive action to avoid being struck.
Or if he's driving backwards on front here, he's just trying to hit a county man on the next vehicle out.
With the threat continuing to escalate, officers made the decision to disable the fleeing vehicle. After the suspect carried out several more dangerous driving maneuvers, patrol units used their vehicles to bring the sport utility vehicle to a stop, ending the pursuit.
Stop! Get out! Get your hands up!
Even then, the driver was not ready to surrender. He abandoned the damaged vehicle and ran, but officers quickly caught up with him after a brief foot pursuit. Following his arrest, the suspect was treated for minor injuries before being booked on multiple traffic-related offenses. Investigators also confirmed that he was being held on additional outstanding felony warrants. On April 13, 2021, a reckless driver behind the wheel of a maroon Ford F-150 turned an ordinary day on the highway into a dangerous pursuit after refusing to stop for law enforcement. While patrolling Interstate 16, officers spotted the pickup repeatedly drifting between lanes and coming dangerously close to striking other vehicles. Suspecting the driver posed an immediate threat to public safety, officers activated their emergency lights and attempted to conduct a traffic stop.
169.
Instead of complying, the driver accelerated away and headed toward Interstate 75, forcing officers into a high-speed pursuit. Determined to end the pursuit before someone was seriously injured, law enforcement coordinated a tactical intervention. Near exit 169, officers successfully carried out a precision immobilization technique maneuver, causing the pickup to lose traction, leave the roadway, and finally come to a stop.
Hands! Hands!
The driver immediately abandoned the truck and ran into a nearby wooded area in a final attempt to escape. That effort was short-lived. Officers chased the suspect on foot, quickly caught up with him, and took him into custody without any further incident. Investigators later identified the driver as 16-year-old Havati Ahmadi, bringing the dangerous pursuit to a safe conclusion. On December 4, 2023, what was reported as a domestic violence emergency ended in a fatal officer-involved shooting after deputies responded to an apartment complex in Lancaster. At approximately 6:08 in the evening, deputies from the Lancaster Sheriff's Station were dispatched to the 2100 block of East Avenue J8 after a woman called 911 claiming her boyfriend refused to leave her alone. During the emergency call, dispatchers also heard screaming and what sounded like a physical struggle inside the apartment, prompting an urgent law enforcement response. The caller was later identified as 27-year-old Nani Finlan. When deputies reached the residence, they could hear shouting coming from inside. Before they could enter, the apartment door suddenly swung open. Standing in the doorway was Finlan, gripping a large kitchen knife. According to investigators, she told deputies she intended to stab her boyfriend because she believed he had pushed her daughter. Moments later, she turned and moved back into the apartment, still armed, heading directly toward the man. As Finlan grabbed hold of her boyfriend while continuing to hold the knife, one deputy discharged his firearm in an effort to stop the attack. Finlan was struck by the gunfire, fell to the floor, and released the weapon. Deputies immediately transitioned from using force to providing emergency medical aid, rendering first aid until paramedics arrived at the scene. She was transported to a nearby hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. Investigators recovered an 8-inch kitchen knife from inside the apartment as evidence. Authorities confirmed that no deputies, the boyfriend, or any other individuals were injured during the incident. What began as a report of animal abuse quickly escalated into a violent confrontation that left officers struggling to bring an aggressive suspect under control. At approximately 6:45 in the evening, Springfield police officers were dispatched to the 2200 block of Yale Boulevard after several witnesses reported seeing a man violently abusing a dog in public. According to callers, the suspect was repeatedly hitting the animal and choking it in full view of nearby residents.
Somebody's dog. That's not his dog. You can ask her. She said the same thing.
Watch this.
That dog.
He doesn't. He just.
I pay for this.
Okay.
Because I don't want that for him.
I paid $1,000 for it.
Officers soon identified the man as 32-year-old Kashan Rush. Investigators later confirmed that Rush was already out on pretrial release while facing several pending aggravated battery and assault cases. Witnesses also told police that he had been using the dog to threaten and intimidate people in the area. When officers arrived, they found Rush lying in a yard with the dog beside him. They repeatedly instructed him to stay where he was, but he ignored every command. Instead, he attempted to leave with the dog before suddenly turning toward one of the officers in an aggressive manner, shouting threats as tensions rapidly escalated.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
You ain't going nowhere. 2237. Hey, let go of the dog.
What?
Let go of the dog.
Nigga? You better not put this on my dog.
You better. Hey, let her go. Let her go. Watch out. Watch out.
The situation became even more volatile when Rush allegedly attacked his girlfriend after she tried to take the dog away from him. At that point, officers advised him that he was under arrest. Rather than surrendering, Rush resisted and refused to be taken into custody. As a second officer arrived to assist, the confrontation turned physical. Rush allegedly fought with officers, struck them during the struggle, and even grabbed equipment from their tactical vests in an effort to break free. To stop the assault and protect everyone at the scene, including nearby civilians and the dog officers, deployed oleoresin capsicum spray and used hands-on control techniques to restrain him.
No, none of that.
Put your hands behind your back.
Yes,
Put your hands behind your back.
Very good, friend. Watch out. Get up on. Hands behind your back. Your hands behind your back. No, I ain't fuck about none of that.
Yep. Put your hands behind your back.
Let me hear anything.
You're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm here for my day to help my dog, nigga.
After several minutes of active resistance, officers finally secured Rush in handcuffs and brought the incident under control. Because oleoresin capsicum spray had been used during the arrest, emergency medical services were requested in accordance with department policy. Rush was transported to a nearby hospital for evaluation before being taken into custody. He now faces multiple criminal charges, including aggravated battery of a police officer, domestic battery, resisting arrest, and cruelty to animals. On November 20th, 2020, routine traffic enforcement stop quickly developed into a prolonged pursuit after a driver repeatedly ignored police and attempted to outrun officers through the streets of Atlanta. At approximately 9:58 in the morning, an Atlanta police officer observed a vehicle committing several traffic violations along Virginia Avenue. When the officer activated emergency lights to initiate a traffic stop, the driver refused to pull over and instead accelerated away, beginning a dangerous pursuit. As the chase unfolded, the suspect navigated through several major roadways, making multiple turns onto Eubanks Avenue, Bachelor Street, and Cambridge Avenue, before eventually returning to Interstate 85 in an effort to evade law enforcement. Officers coordinated tactical efforts to bring the pursuit to a safe conclusion.
Rear driver's side tire is out. Sparks line is out of control.
Got the red flag down there, so.
The chase finally came to an end when the fleeing vehicle sustained enough damage to become disabled near 2451 Springdale Road Southwest, leaving the driver with no opportunity to continue. With the vehicle no longer operational, the pursuing officer exited the patrol car, drew his firearm for safety, and issued clear commands ordering the driver to step out of the vehicle. The suspect complied and was taken into custody without any further confrontation. Authorities identified the driver as Edward Lee Brown Jr., a Georgia resident. He was arrested on charges including fleeing and attempting to elude law enforcement. As a precaution, Brown was transported to Grady Memorial Hospital for medical evaluation before later being transferred without incident to the Atlanta Pretrial Detention Center.